Good, whatever time it is you are watching this. My name is Bree, aka the Bionic Athlete, and I'm taking you along with me as we walk the treadmill. Nothing very exciting, but I don't know. I was thinking maybe I could do some walk along videos, maybe some walk along and chat videos, take you along with some of the exercises that I'm doing. I can't really give any medical advice because, again, I'm not a doctor of any kind, a physical therapist. I can't really give nutrition advice. I'm not a nutritionist. I am a running coach, so I can give some, we can chat a little bit about that type of stuff, but I'm working out, and all my physical activity is based on what I've discussed with my doctors and what I'm capable of doing. So anyway, today I thought I would take you along in my lovely garage as it's snowing outside, and I don't want to walk in anything slippery or icy because that's just not safe to do. And we'll chat, we'll talk, and by we, I mean I will. Hopefully you're listening. And yeah, I don't know. I thought, let's try something different. Let's do a little walk and talk video. And if this doesn't do very well, I don't really care. Anyway, it's my channel. That's what I feel like doing today. So anyway, I'm gonna get ready. Get my treadmill is starting up right now, and we're gonna jump on into this walk and talk. Walk and strut? I think that's all the same thing. Walk and blab? It's like a coffee talk, but I'm walking. Anyway, come along with me. Let's go! We're getting the blood flowing, we're getting them moving and grooving. You know, one of the biggest key things about getting back into any kind of physical activity or sport after an injury, whatever that injury may be, is really just listening to your body, starting out slow. And if you can get somebody to help you, that's even better. Your recovery will be a lot easier. I know that after a hip replacement, there's a lot of doctors who are like, you don't need physical therapy afterwards, and blah, blah, blah. But if your goal is to get back into doing any kind of sport or bigger physical activities, even just getting back into regular walking, I think personally it is important to be guided by a physical therapist of some kind. So, you know, really try and dig in and find somebody who can work with you. So today's walk, as all my other walks, are just going to be based on how my body's feeling, how I'm feeling at that moment in time. And today I feel fairly good. I didn't go hard yesterday with any activities, and I'm really starting to work on listening to my body and what my body is feeling like doing, pushing it, but not pushing it to the point of bad pain. So that's been the biggest key. So when I first started out walking, I started off very slow. I started off with just a few minutes at a time, at a very slow pace, really listening to my body. As my body was feeling better, I kind of started to increase that pace. And my physical therapist and I met yesterday. We talked about my plans, what I want to do, what I'm physically capable of doing at this point in time. So she's going to be putting my schedule together, and next week things are going to shift a little bit. I'm going to start getting some more strength training into it, all body weight based still, because I am officially today, while recording this video, only 7 weeks post-op. So yeah, I am waiting for my swimsuit to come, and hopefully that'll be here in a couple days. And I'm excited to start swimming. My only nervous thing about starting to swim, and I was thinking about this yesterday, is I still have a really hard time getting dressed by myself without weird tools. So I'm like, how is that going to work when I'm in the dressing room, and I can't just like ask some random stranger to help me with my bathing suit. So I'm either gonna be wet coming out of the pool and coming home, or I'm just gonna have to be carrying a lot of my weird random homemade devices with me to get dressed. I don't know. I guess we'll figure that out when the time comes. If you've had any sort of restrictions or difficulties getting dressed after an injury or anything and decided to start swimming or anything else, what did you do? I would love to find out. Really, seriously, like, let's communicate. This is a community we're building here. Let's be friends. Chat with me. Anyway, so we're just a few minutes in, probably like 4 minutes in right now to this walk, and feeling pretty good. And I'm not just going to ramble for the whole entire time, but okay, I'm going to just keep focusing on this. I'm going to keep treading along. If you're walking along with me, if you're thinking about getting back into walking, good for you. Like, you know, like we could do this stuff together. So start off easy, build it up. Don't watch this whole video for a walk. Break it up into segments, whatever you need to do. I'm proud of you for getting out there and getting your body moving and focusing on your recovery. So anyway, I'm gonna just stop rambling for a minute and kind of, you know, focus, just focus. We are probably halfway through a walk. I'm still feeling pretty good. My pace is just right. It doesn't feel like it's getting like pushed too hard or not. Anyway, so I do a little story time. Kind of talk. I know in other videos I've talked a little bit about my past and kind of the things that I used to do for sport. Kind of how I got to this place at 42 years old, having a total hip replacement and then a revision surgery already. But some of you might be new. And this is a great time to kind of just like, I don't know, chat a little bit. It's kind of like my coffee talks, but it's my walking talk. Anyway, so let's see. So I come from a big background of actually doing different sports and activities. I first started off with swimming and gymnastics. I mean, when I say swimming, I was like mom taking you to swimming lessons in the summertime so you don't drown when you go swimming with your friends type swimming lessons. Anyway, gymnastics, I did karate. I fell in love with dancing. I did dance that was probably the biggest chunk of my sports growing up, was basketball and dance. I think I quit dancing when I was probably 25. I think I was 25 when I finally quit dancing, because my back was really starting to bother me a lot. At 28, they discovered that I was bone on bone. My disc was degenerating between my L4, L5, and S1 area. So at 28, I had a full spinal fusion. And at the time, I was starting to play roller derby. Roller derby didn't have anything to do with my back issues. It just all kind of like tied together at the same time. So then after my spinal fusion, I continued playing roller derby. Roller derby is where I initially injured my hip. I fell in the wrong way and tore my labrum. Super stubborn, not a smart move on my end. Chose not to do anything about it because I didn't want to miss out on playing roller derby, a sport that you pay to do to get beat up on. Anyway, I loved the full contact. Going from ballet to roller derby was, I mean, yeah, I just absolutely fell in love with it. So from there, I discovered running. So I was also then running. So torn labrum, decided to start running, doing the whole shebang, discovered ultra marathons, quit playing roller derby because my hip was too jacked up, stopped playing roller derby, ended up in 2015, 16, I think it was like December 31st, 2015, I ended up having my labrum fixed. I already had arthritis setting, so it was probably 5 years after the initial injury, playing full contact sports, still on it the whole wazoo. So ended up having to get the labrum sewn together, clean, shaved off where they could. The femoral head had to be cleaned up. It was a hot mess. Anyway, a few months after that, was making huge progress in physical therapy, so I got cleared to start running again. And that was when I decided I really wanted to go one more shot with another ultra before my hip was completely done, because when I had the first surgery, they told me that, you know, my chances of having my hip replaced was about 5 years. 10 if I was really, really lucky, and that meant just not doing anything active. So I really wanted to go for another ultra. I did Lake Sonoma and barely survived that because I got so sick. But that was probably hands down one of my favorite races I did. 50K is my favorite distance to run. Like for me, it's like the sweet spot of running. So that was it, and then just kind of like eased back on running. Found out I really needed to get my hip replaced in 2019, 2020. They're just kind of like, yeah, you're bone on bone. So found my surgeon, had my hip replaced. Right before, like a week or so before the replacement, I ran my very last ultra marathon, totally solo, minus 11 miles that Clint did with me. But otherwise, it was just me running. I wanted to see how far I could go. So I did that, then I had my hip replaced. It's just been kind of a journey ever since then of getting back to normal. I wouldn't say it was a botched hip replacement. It just wasn't a good hip replacement, and there was a lot of issues with it, a lot of the hardware stuff. So just had the revision surgery 7 weeks ago and am now healing from that. So from 2020 to now, I was still running. I participated last year in a couple of races for the first time since my hip replacement. I thought I was like doing great because I was doing really well in the races. Still had pain. The doctors were still trying to figure out what was going on, and then we discovered it was the hardware. Anyway, so that is where we're at now. So now you're all caught up. So anyway, I'm going to end this video because my walk doesn't have much more to go, but I don't really want to make it a full entire video of me walking because that would be very long and probably very boring for you guys. So anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. I am going to probably do more videos like this because I think it's a great way for us to connect together, time for us to chat, keep you updated on what I'm doing, and you know, these are the videos that I was looking for when I first went through my first hip replacement surgery, when I had my back issues with everything and I didn't have them. And so instead of constantly trying to find them, I am hopefully building them so we can build a community together and I can help somebody else along the way. Even if that's just allowing somebody to realize, even somebody who's been working out and very strong, it is still hard no matter what your situation is. And we can get through this together. So let's get through this together. If you didn't like this video, I am sorry. You don't have to like, subscribe, or share. Anyway, I will catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.